Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're well, guys. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, it's the weekend. Hopefully it's Saturday by the time I put this video out. Saturday afternoon maybe, while you're just chilling or you've been to the shops, etc., or done a bit of shopping. So you've come back now, you're going to put your feet up, watch a bit of my video of the Millennium Falcon build. This is issue 7, guys. And just to let you know, this week's issue and next week's issue are the last 2 issues without a magazine. As if you're a regular viewer, you've seen I've been having to use the iPad. So I'm using the iPad in this week's video, the iPad in next week's video, and then we're back on track, guys. I've got the mags from then on. If I remember right, this week, maybe next week, there might be a bit of recapping because it's parts that I've already glued together and I can't take apart, obviously. So just bear with me, guys, with these next 2 issues. It's going to be a bit of recapping. I'll try and fit a bit of building as well. But after these 2 next issues, 7 and 8, once we get to issue 9 onwards, it's going to be full ball gate building, fresh builds every week, obviously. And if you don't know already and you do watch my channel, the Star Wars X-Wing from after next week, I think it's 2 weeks with this week's coming. So you've got this week and next week recapping, and then we're on a fresh build from issue 38. So guys, if you're interested in any of that, please remember, if you're not already, to subscribe, give us a big like when you watch the video, and obviously share and comment. Really appreciate that, guys. And just one more thing, I know I'm gabbling on here. If you're interested in Elvis and sadly what's been going on the last couple of days, I've done a few shorts which I do every Sunday, as you know if you're regular to the channel. If you're interested in watching that, take a look through the playlist, guys, and there might be something on there what you might want to watch. But yeah, without further ado, guys, it's the Millennium Falcon build, issue 7. And remember, if you're not already subscribed, guys, subscribe, give us a big like, comment and share. Without further ado, guys, let's crack on with the Millennium build, issue 7. Right then, guys, so here we are with the iPad again. Basically, as you can see, we've got the sprues and we've got the flooring, which is going to be where you've got the build table thing when they do the chests and all that stuff. That's what you can see here. And we've got a lot of sprues as well. Obviously, I'm using the iPad as I've done for the last couple of weeks, guys. So obviously, these are not my hands on there. Just wondering if I've got 4 hands here. But yeah, this is just for the next 2 issues, guys. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've got the mags then from issue 9 onwards, so we won't have to use the iPad. But I just thought I'd do this, guys, to use the iPad so I can show you what's in the issue and we can take a look through the mag before we get on with this week's build of issue 7 of the Millennium Falcon. Now, with some of those parts, like, well, anything on the Millennium Falcon, just having a look through the mag while I'm talking here, guys. A lot of people may weather it to make it look like it's been in the war or fighting in a battle. I'm not going to do that with this build, guys. You're just going to see what you see as I get them off the sprues, etc. And the parts I get, they're going to just stay natural colour. When I've built it, I'll see how I feel then, because you could weather the outside of the Millennium Falcon. But I'll see what I'm going to do with that when I come to it. But as you can see here, you've got the usual content in these magazines for the Millennium Falcon or any Star Wars fan. Like, you've got the crew facilities here, it's showing you a bit of R2-D2, and that picture we've just seen there, that's what parts we've got today in today's issue. I think we've got the bed, and as I said previously, just a bit earlier in the video, you've got the floor of all that area, what you've just seen on that magazine. Here we've got crew quarters, secrets of space flight, you've got private ship interior. That's the part what we're going to be building today. I think, without looking through the instructions, I'm sure it's the bed part. So yeah, this is just showing like a map view of the structure of the Millennium Falcon, just that little part there. There you got the tunnel, what goes through the Millennium Falcon. And as I've said, just these two parts here, we're going to be putting together today. I think I've already done them, so I'm just going to be recapping, but we'll see in a sec once we get the parts out. It's got information there, Yavin and its moons. And then here we go. We've got your next parts, what we've got. And as you can see, there's a lot of sprues here. That's seating parts. And you've got what screws you're going to use. And then you've got the floor, basically. So yeah, we'll just finish looking at these parts and then we'll crack on and see what we've got to do for instruction 1. Now, I've paused the video here, guys, because this is on about glue and painting. Basically, at this stage now, what we would be doing in this issue, if you're going to paint and weather the parts, it's now time to do that. As you get further down the build, these parts are going to be concealed into the Millennium Falcon, and it's going to be a bit tricky to do the weathering, the painting, if you are intending on doing that. It's telling you as well to use glue to put the little parts in, like on the bed, like the bed mattress, seats, etc. But again, I'll come to that in a minute once we get to the instructions, and I'll show you close up what I mean. Now, as you can see here from this diagram, you've got key skills working with sprues. Now, basically, guys, you can get sprue cutters where you cut off the pieces off the sprues, but no matter what you use, even if it's a millimetre, you're going to have to file them down to smooth the edges off, which again, I'll show you that in a sec once I get the pieces out and show you what I mean by that. So yeah, that part of the mags was basically telling you, be careful when you're cutting them off, and then when you've cut the pieces off the sprue, just file them down with a nail file. Use your wife or girlfriend's nail file, that does the job. That's what I did. And then the next page is telling us how to fit the cushions, and these are very tiny pieces, guys, if I remember right, very little pieces, all on sprues. You have to cut them out the sprue and then file each corner down, which is time consuming, but it's all good fun. As you can see here, this is the sort of things it's saying, but guys, to be fair, I'll just use scissors, but you can get proper sprue cutters if that's what you want to do. You can use all these, like you get sprue cutters and then it's like a little knife to help you cut it off. A pair of scissors will do. A pair of scissors, or if you really want to get some sprue cutters, you can use those, and that's where you cut it. And if you can see that on the video, you'll have about a millimetre or 2 left sticking out. File that down with a file. Job done. It does mention on here as well in this part of the mag what sort of super glue to use. I just use normal super glue. I'll tell you what, if I can find it. Yeah, this is the super glue I used. Just normal super glue, what you get from your hardware store. Try and use clear, because then if it does spill out a bit, you're not going to see it, obviously, but I won't worry about what glue you're using, guys. As long as you're careful, don't put too much on. And here in this diagram here, which would be in the mag, obviously, this is why I'm showing you guys, because just in case you're building this with me, or you do build it in the future, that's what you do. Cut them off, and you can see a very little piece sticking out there. File it down with a nail file. As you can see, it's the sort of nail file you use to do your nails with, men or women. That's all it is. And like I said, I use my wife's when I did it, and it does the job. Because you've got to do less is more, just very little filing, because you don't want to go down too much. And then obviously when it's smooth and it's a nice finished result, job done. Here you can see what it come like in this issue. It was just obviously in a clear packet, and then all these parts here, which I will show you what's already been built. These are what you had to cut off. Now, a quick insight, this is the sort of sprue it comes on. So if I just zoom out, you can see all the parts are off here. And this little flary thing you can see, this is what I used to file down the pieces when they was cut off the sprue. Now what I'm going to do is just show you a little demonstration on here of filing that down. Obviously this is nothing now, we don't need this part, but this is all you have to do. Just lightly give it a bit of file, you get the gist, and then that would give you a nice smooth finished result. Obviously not on here on the sprue. You would do that on the parts what you're taking off, which A little spoiler here, guys, because you're seeing extra parts further down the line. But basically, bottom line is, this here is what we've got in this issue. And then if you can see this bed here, there, that is what we put together. It was 2 pieces. So you had the bottom and the top. And then inside, I'm trying to get a good angle for you. If I just get my screwdriver so I can point without getting in the way. There, inside, you've got little strips, what are just there on the side. Each one of those little strips were glued. And that one, which is the mattress, were glued. And then I think you had them, it basically went round in a U-bend. And then that was the finished result of that part done. So yeah, in this issue 7, the parts we got, obviously the floor, which I just told you about. We also got the bed, which I just told you about as well. But also this part here, if you can see where that line is, all this piece here, this plastic piece, if you can just see through this chair here, all that we got in this issue. And then we had to attach that to the floor. And then what we had to do is, if you can tell, each and every one of these cushions, we had to take off a sprue. Same we again, guys, you know what I mean. I had to take off a sprue, file them all down, and then you basically just put, I think the bottom one there, if I remember right, that's all one piece. So that's all one piece what goes round. And as you can tell by looking at these are all separate pieces. And you had to stick one at a time. And there was, I think there was certain sizes, some of them, so you had to stick them in the right place, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to show you that now. You can just see in the bed there, that's how far, well, all the way around basically, the little pieces off the sprues went. Also in this issue, you had to finish the cockpit off. All it was is putting a few more instruments into the cockpit dashboard. And if you can see there, it was that part there. But I think, if I remember right, I showed you that last week. So I'm not going to go into detail about the cockpit, because that cockpit is now finished and all done. But as you can see, these are little instruments. If I zoom in, I think if I remember right, in this issue, it was just these few instruments here were to be put in to finish the cockpit off. So yeah, that would have been that done. So finally, I know it's been a bit annoying, guys. Please bear with me. I hope you believe me. I know you do. It's only been these few issues where I'm recapping. It's not going to be like the Star Wars X-Wing. It's just that there's a few parts what you can't take apart. But I think from looking through the issues I've got and what I've already built, but I'm going to debuild them before I put it on video for you. So I'm building every week. It'll be fresh builds basically from 2 weeks time, the same as the Star Wars X-Wing from issue 9. But as you can see in this issue 7, we had the main hold, which was the floor, and the passenger seating parts, and that's what we had to put all together. And let's just bring this up here. Coming next week, just making sure I've got that on shot for you. There you go. Coming next week in issue 8, we've got technical station, main hold walls, and passenger seating parts. As you can see, there's more sprues, guys. Those are obviously going to already be built. And then I think here you've got the walls, which basically what I've just shown you, you've already seen bits of it, a bit of a spoiler for you for issue 8. It was basically about screwing those into the side of the main hold floor, but we'll do more of that next week, guys. But please, if you're not already, guys, smash that subscribe button, give us a big like, guys. Please bear with me with these little recapping, which I did say at the beginning of this build it was going to happen, because things what have been glued, obviously I can't change that now, and there's nothing I can do about that. And while I'm just gabbling on, I'm going to bring these parts into shot so you can just see what would have been done in this issue. So yeah, you've got the cockpit, that's all done now. And what was done in this issue is the seating, the passenger seating area. You've got the holes floor. And a little spoiler, as you can see next week, it's going to be something to do with these. these side walls. So guys, subscribe, like, comment, share. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. That is it for this week's Millennium build, issue 7, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a big like. We really appreciate that. And if you're not already subscribed, remember to press that subscribe button. Would also appreciate that. As you know the score, guys. I do keep going on about subscribing, but my subs, they are going up gradually, and I'm really appreciative of that. I think I'm hitting now 333 subs. So I'm nearly halfway there, guys. Now hitting 335 subscribers, which I do really appreciate that. Love you all, guys. I do really appreciate the support you're giving me. All the comments, all the likes, loving it. So basically what it is, you have to hit 1,000 subs before you get monetized, and basically your channel's up and running and starts to grow even more. And then you need 4,000 hours watch time. Now, without looking, I think I'm on 335 subs, and I think I'm hitting 1,200 hours watch time. Might be a bit more than that, I'd have to check it out. But I'm getting there, guys. I'm cracking on, I'm doing what I do. Just getting these videos out to you guys, to entertain you guys. And I really do appreciate your support, guys. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, give us a big like, and comment and share. Would really appreciate that. But this week's video of the Millennium build, issue 7, that is it, guys. There'll be more next week, but for now, for this video, see ya. Peace.